And good morning to you guys. All right, so what's up? How's everybody doing this morning? Just finishing up over here, getting some last things done. Jimenez, we will absolutely talk about your USD. It is in an area of interest. But first, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin. So, if you guys are new, welcome. This is the official Trade Talk channel where I show you how I analyze price for the most consistent and higher probable entries to help you guys become better traders. So last night, Bitcoin took a dump. We were watching it yesterday. I did post in the Discord that I was looking at it for a potential short, simply because yesterday, as this thing was trading higher, the US dollar had a bid. SPX had a bid first thing in the morning, and then at the end of the day got sold off. We did not see any of that weakness come into Bitcoin, but we were ultimately bullish on the dollar. If you remember last Tuesday's live stream, that morning we set up two phenomenal trades during the live stream, one being USD JPY. Now, if we go over here and look at USD JPY for a split second, now I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I missed this trade because when I got done with the live stream, I had to run to 7-Eleven. It's just something that happens typically when I do the live streams. But let's go over here real quick and let's just take a quick look at it just to go over anything that we were looking at. So if you remember, we were looking at it here, right there. That's the level we were watching. And then intraday over here was where we were during the live stream, right here on this candle. You can see down at the time it says 0500. That's 5 o'clock a.m. So this candle closed at when opened, right? So during the live stream, we were on this candle, and I was saying, this is your daily support zone. You've got an hourly support right there, so that's where I would watch. We had another level down here. I said I like this level better. Price caught a bid and just ran, and it has not stopped. So that's the hourly. Here's the daily. Boom. So for the last week, you've been sitting in this thing pretty. All right. So as long as we have a bid on the dollar, we can't be bullish risk. All right. We just can't because that has been the trend. If we just simply look at the dollar since the year to date, you can see this thing is bullish. So everybody else was looking for the dollar to come off because they're only bullish on Bitcoin forever. They never changed their analysis. So they thought this was the end of the dollar, whereas we thought this was a fantastic trading opportunity. All right, let's get rid of this. Boom, right there. There's your daily demand. Boom, test, beautiful, smack that high right there. So we're going to look for dollar strength to continue. Now, what's helping the USD JPY is obviously yen weakness more so than dollar strength, because for the last 5 days on the dollar, you've essentially went nowhere, just traded outside of the range today. Back to Bitcoin. So here's hourly, or there's your daily level right there, daily resistance. Yesterday traded right up into it. Jimenez asked me yesterday if this was an area to get short at the beginning of the day, probably midday. And I was like, it does have quite a bit of momentum, but these are the areas. It's as simple as that. If Bitcoin's going to continue to be bullish, you're going to get stopped out. Nobody knows which direction price is ever going to go. But if you stay on the side of the trend, in most scenarios, staying on the side of the trend, waiting for those very highly effective areas to take entries, you're going to start nailing really beautiful trades. And just look at this thing. Boom. Right there's your daily Heath level. Come in, set in hourly resistance here, and then you got one final stab at it right there at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Asian session stuck in, and we did not get the push up. I was looking for the push up to sell. We did not get it. As soon as this candle came in, I went to bed. It was late. It was over, right? Missed it. Didn't get it. But when I posted this in a Discord, other people could have acted on it. If you're using the daily Heath level as your stop placement, you can see that with this move higher, we're not looking for that entire move. But if you put that stop up there, it's hard to say where it's going to go. But that would have been a fantastic trade just to take it there. I like to take it on the test. That's where I like to take it. but we didn't get it. So Bitcoin just moved away. Boom, straight down, right back into support. I mean, that's support. We do have a higher low over here, and then we set in this stuff, came back in and set in a new higher low. So I know a lot of people are bullish, and I myself have a bullish target of monthly support, which is $35,060. But we have to trade the chart we have. We can't expect things to happen because we're going to get our hearts broken when we start doing that. We're technical analysts. We trade off of high probable areas. We take those trades. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. If you would have taken that one last night, obviously it worked. Took out yesterday's low, so now this looks like a trap, and you're moving lower. Another thing is boom, that. So this is twice now we have closed above the 21 exponential moving average, which gives us the opportunity to start looking for bullish entries, and twice we have sold off right back under it. Yesterday we got back above it again, and boom, right back down. So I mean, when we have a ton of accumulation happening on exchange across the board, all exchanges across the board, we have a ton of accumulation. And what that is more than likely, it is retail trying to buy the bottom of what they think is the bottom of this bear market cycle. And we're just getting started. Remember, this market has only been in a downtrend for 6 months. All right, 6 to 7 months. That's nothing. Bear markets can last for a year and a half, 2 years. March 2024 is when the next halving is supposed to occur. March or May, I can't remember. But until then, there's no point even looking for bullish entries on Bitcoin. I mean, you can, but make sure you're buying supports. All right, so buying support the entire time that this thing has been in this range has been a good trade. All right, buying weekly support for 3 weeks, boom, 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 has been good trades to the upside, right? So, but I think you should sell resistance instead of buying support. Simply because if the trend is down, when you buy support levels, then eventually price comes back to your entry again, stops you out. Technically, if you buy or sell resistance, even on this scenario here, if you'd have sold this, price did come back into your entry again. So probably more than likely, a lot of people exited any short positions that they got into over here based on that movement right there. And all they had to do is be patient and wait for one more day, and it would have been, fantastic. So we'll see what happens. This isn't really a good sign. We do have CPI coming up on the 10th. For some reason, I thought it was going to be tomorrow, which is Wednesday, but it's not. It's on Friday. So we'll wait for the CPI numbers to come out. I expected a little bit of choppy sideways to happen, but we got other high-impact news events on the calendar. We have a lot of, we have the USD FOMC next week. This week we have the ECB. Next week we also have the BOE. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on. Tonight is going to be the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia. They're going to do the same thing, and that's probably going to cut into what is going to happen on the Aussie dollar. Or was it Aussie yen? Aussie yen. All right, so let's go look at Aussie yen. All right, beautiful. So this thing is bullish. Anything trading against the yen right now is bullish, but Aussie and dollar are the two strongest currencies and have been for a while. So this level right here is a quarterly Heath level. Now remember, if it's a quarterly, then you're waiting on the quarterly close. You got 23 days left until this thing closes. However, it can affect on the first tag of it, right? You liquidated this swing high today, right here. You traded up, you liquidated all these people, and you tagged that level. So yeah, it's possible that this thing gets rejected today, or trades sideways or whatever. If you go into the intraday chart, you're going to see that it is still pretty bullish, really bullish. It's up almost 0.5% or a little over 0.5%. So if you do want to take the short, any hourly closes above 95.592 would probably have you not taking that entry. But as long as you're bouncing off of that, then yeah, you could potentially look for the next support level down, which would be here. I wouldn't be looking for a low of day test, right? I would just simply try to get my entry tight, Try to take profits quickly because you are opposite the trend. And anytime you're opposite the trend, those trades don't work out as often. So, I mean, to me, the trade is to buy support, but you could see for the last week and a half, this thing has not really given you any opportunity to get long. It did down here when it was choppy and sideways. A lot of wicks well below support there. One test there. So, I mean, if you played your cards right, you could have maybe potentially got long on that scenario, looking for price to continue because it's in an uptrend. All right. Anytime you're in an uptrend, just because you got two legs of price to the downside means nothing. That's a perfect measured move. Come into resistance, you come off. This is profit taking. Come off. Profit taking. This is new positions opening. Moving in, looking for continuation to the upside. But I mean, technically, when it's looking like this, it looks more like a sell than it does a long. I got you. I understand that. But once you're testing, daily support, and then your closes start to get higher and higher, I mean, you form in a new support level right there, and then you never broke that. There was your first resistance test. Next day, up. So that would have let you know right there that you were wrong looking for shorts. So, I mean, yeah, it's looking good. The markets are looking good. Things are moving. The trend is obviously looking like it wants to continue. But be careful because it could be very rocky this week. A lot of choppiness, up, down markets. Bitcoin could absolutely find support where it currently is. I doubt it's going to based on the RBA, but you never know what's going to happen with price. So right now, weekly support is still intact at $29,447. And as soon as you get a daily close, well, not even, right? You need a weekly close below that before you can consider the level busted. This is the thing, though. I mean, I do not like it when you get two wicks up like that. It just, to me, those are targets, right? They're targets. So we'll watch this level and see if it wants to hold. Because if it does, if the dollar gets sold off, then you're going to be looking for those targets. You especially got a lot of stop losses setting there now. People will call that a double top. So, you got it. You know what levels to watch. Just keep an eye on them. Wait for your trade to come to you. Don't just chase price. You got an hourly demand or daily demand right there at 29,166. So we'll see what goes on. But that doesn't look good, right? Looks like you're probably going to see a nice small up day tomorrow, maybe find 30, 40, 71, and then head lower, depending on what happens today. That was a big move. That was a big, big move. Let's go over here and look at the SPX. So there's the move yesterday on the SPX to the upside, and then it was sold off. Right there. Slow move up and then down. But you're still in a tight range here. So let's see what we can do, what we got here on the weekly with this thing. Probably nothing. Yeah, there is nothing on the weekly. You can use last week's level as support. Next level is going to be weekly demand at 40.15, spot 40, $4,015. That's a pretty big move to the downside. And this is still an inside week. So even though it's just not moving, it's in a range, bouncing back and forth in a range. You're at daily support on the SPX. So it can still find support here. Let me see where this is situated on this. I mean, yeah, this can absolutely bounce. You're just now starting to trade under the 50 on the RSI. Could still bounce. And that's not a big down move on the SPX. It's a very small range day. It's down, but it's a very small range day. So since this candle was put in, you've been trading inside of it. Today, you finally took out the lows. So if that was just a liquidation run to the downside, it might find support right there. So just like the Aussie yen would have been a short on the daily with the 21, this can be applied the same way. So this looks more like a long based on this moving average alone. You put the rest of the moving averages on there and you're going to see that this asset is clearly in a downtrend. So selling resistance is better than buying support in this scenario. Right? Clearly in an downtrend, apologies. So I think I would probably keep an eye on resistance more so than support. But we'll see what happens here today. Today's going to be a big day on the SPX. There's nothing on the news calendar for this week that I think, or other than CPI, that I think will cause anything to majorly happen with the dollar and the SPX. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if we have any event risk scheduled for today. We have a balance of trade on for Canada, and that looks like it today. Yeah. That's nothing. GDP on Japan, that's tonight at the Asian session. What's going on Wednesday? Nothing. So the next 2 days you don't have anything really on as event risk. So SPX is at a level. Watch it. That's all I can say. Intraday, there's your setup. Let's go over here and look at daily support. It's right here. So your hourly support's going to be there. I don't know if I would take a bullish entry on this asset based on this alone, but one could. It would be easy to just simply say if you get an hourly closure below $4,099, then you're probably not looking for longs. Order flow is bearish. Every pop so far has been sold. So, but as long as it's holding, then you could potentially get long. I leave that up to you to make that decision. With Bitcoin getting sold off and the dollar getting strong, then we'll potentially be looking. So here's the trade that Jimenez was talking about, Euro USD. So he was asking if we take the trade into the daily open, which is there. Go back into it. And that's what so far is holding as resistance. And the asset looks like it's looking for another move lower. So you've already tested it last hour. And this hour it looked like you were going to get another test, but you didn't. Hourly res so far is holding. So this level and this level are the two levels at which you want to take entries for short side continuation. This is the low of day. So this is the target. Being this close to the target, it doesn't make it a very good risk to reward. Let's see what it would be if we got back up to here. Let's say we use that. You got a 2-to-1, 2.5 to 1 risk to reward if you get an entry at 106.875. And as long as that level holds, like you don't want to see an hourly closure above that. Hourly closure above that would have me looking for the open or this hourly resistance right there. So entry up here or there would be better than this entry. I don't know if you're going to get another test of it. It is still early, so we'll see what happens here. But yeah, those are the two areas that I would be watching for potential short side entries. I do like a short. It's bearish today. You've been bearish the last 2 days, so order flow is bearish. Yes, you have a big bullish candle there, but that could have just simply been a trap. We won't know until we take the low out, and you could potentially stretch for that today, depending on how many people want to take this thing to the downside with you. You're at support, and you got the 21, or not at support, but you're at the 21. This is going to be your old support. So let's get rid of that. Let's put this over here. You got something like that going on. Old support here, broke down, then instantly broke out. So is this just coming in for another retest? Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, right? So this is another one of those trades where you can absolutely be on either side of it, and probably it's just 50-50. So 1.06797 is old daily support. You're bearish on the day. You're not that bearish though. 0.18% to the downside. That can absolutely get bought right back up. So let's get rid of the 21 because we know where it is on the daily. Let's see what we got. So you got hourly support right there. I don't know if you're going to get another test of that or not. This one's tricky because it's at the 21, and typically those are the areas where we like to get long. Let's see here. Let's go back to the DXY and see what it looks situated. Because a lot of what happens on Euro USD is based on this. So, yeah. I mean, you're well above the 21 on the daily on the DXY. You liquidated that swing high, though, so that would have been the high probable setup on the DXY. Now there isn't really one, unless it holds as support. And that support would be 102.542. That's just this candle's close. We'll see if that wants to hold on that. And then if it does, then yeah, I'd be looking for shorts on the euro dollar. Because you're in an overall downtrend. So in an overall downtrend, you want to take those sells. So I'd probably like it better for the sell side. Looking at this probably being some kind of like fake out. You got two clear levels right there. You got today's open and that support that you're binging back and forth inside of today. And it's still very early. It's very early. There's 2 hours before the New York session starts. In downtrends, a reversal, statistically, the exception already moved up from 25.5K. In downtrends, a reversal is statistically the exception. Yeah, but you don't have a reversal. I mean, you do as far as higher lows and higher highs on the daily, but I mean, like I said, guys, I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. It's up to you to make decisions on what you want to do. You're into support if you think this is going to go higher. But I would have to say, statistically, trends continue. Not looking for reversals. Trend continuation is what you typically want to look for. Looking for reversals is what retail does, though. And that's why they get smoked. Let's go look at Euro USD. Well, I'm going to pull over a bright screen real quick. Let me go over here and let's look at sentiment. Let's see what retail's doing on Euro USD. So 60% of retail is net long Euro USD. So here's all your data right there. Daily change in longs, shorts 2%, 60%, 40%. So it's a little bit better than, 50-50. But 60% of people are long Euro USD. So I would definitely want to look for that short entry. I'd more so want to be looking for the short. So watch that. Watch your daily open. You start closing hourlies above that, then you leave it alone. All right? But as long as you're not closing hourlies above that, like I said, I don't even know if you get another test of it. But if you did, that's where I'd be looking for a short side entry. Even though that 21's down there. And a lot of people are going to buy this right now, expecting that 21 to hold. And it could. Retail's right every now and then. Oh, am I unlisted? Son of a bitch. That's alright. I'll fix it right now. Probably. Alright, so pound dollar. Let's see what pound dollar is doing. Pound dollar looks like it's wanting to bounce. Had a big down day the other day. Then it got right back up into there. Same here. Big strong down day. Right back up into the entry. So it's a small little move here to the downside. And it's coming right back up. We want to get rid of that. Alright, so what's it doing on the daily? Yeah, so that's a liquidation. You don't necessarily want to take the trade once this has happened, because you liquidated a lot of stops there. Structurally, it's overall bearish, and you're still bearish. So I could look at this as a pullback. It's got a lot of momentum on it on the day, so we'll be very careful. But if we're looking for shorts on euro, then we want to potentially be looking for shorts on pound if we're expecting dollar strength. But the pound is coming right back up, so typically, I don't like it when these moves instantly get bought up. You got an hourly resistance right there, and then the daily open. So one spot 25074. I know this looks brutal, but this thing could absolutely close right back under. So if it reaches for that, then we'll look for potential entries there, one close above, and we scrap the trade. Because the high probable trade was looking for those swing lows to be liquidated. Because it got a lot of people. It's over a week long. Oh, yeah, I got you. Run DMC says that's what I mean. Continuation is the trade. Yes, statistically, that's the trade. Correct. 100%. For you guys that are just coming in, I apologize. I had the damn thing stuck on for the members still. Aaron told me that it was unlisted. All right. Trading the range is our bread and butter. Thanks for the update. Yep. Range trading works. It definitely does, because assets stay in a range longer than they trend. Usually an asset is range bound 60% of the year. Trends do not happen all that often. Doesn't it look like SPX is breaking down? Yeah, it does. It definitely does. The only thing that has me, concerned about the sell side is simply that you're setting at your 21 exponential moving average. And, when an asset gets above that, then, typically you want to see trend continuation. But this happens. It still happens, right? We got above it there, and then the next day it was a trap. So, you can get above it and then trap. So, the 21 is not the end-all, be-all. So, you're above it here. You'd be looking for a sell-side continuation. It was a trap. But there's a lot of orders. A lot of orders will start to come in based on this moving average. So I understand that, it's not an end all be all, but typically being a day trader, we want to, if there is a trend change, you would want to see that in a higher low, like a push down and then a higher low, and then get back above the 21. And then you would want to look for those buying opportunities. This is the down move here that you got, and you've traded off of it. So this looks like a bull flag in a lot of retail's eyes. That looks like a bull flag. We go back to the bright screen and just see where or what's the sentiment on that asset. I don't know if it's even on here. It isn't. It's not on there. It used to be. There's Wall Street. No, that's going to be the NASDAQ. That's not what I want either. Forget about it. If someone finds it, just let us know. Wall Street, it says it's a mixed bag. 54% are long, 46% are short. So, it's half and half right now. So it could just be a choppy day today. More people are bullish on euro. And the reason it's half and half is because of that. Right there. So, if you're bullish SPX, then you want to watch 40.99.40. This level here. That's your daily support. You've got your 21 under you. You're not above the 50 anymore. Actually, you're just under it. But bounce. So it looks like it's running out of steam. Nice break above, retest, come in for a smaller, lower high, right back down again. So it does look like, it wants to break down. But there's your level to watch right there. Get rid of this. You even have a target, that bullish swing low right there. So the SPX hasn't liquidated anything like the pound did. So if I was going to take the short entry, that would be my target. As soon as that happens, I would be exiting the position. And it's still early. It's still early in the day. But there's daily support, and then the next level is the daily open. How far away are you? Not far. So there's your open on the day. And there's a nice liquidation event that could occur for that swing high right there. Right? This. So if you're looking for shorts on the SPX, you got to wait for it to get at least up to this hourly Heath level right there, which is supply. The open is just above it. So you would want to see like this area hold a support, then a spike up, smoke this swing high, and then you would want to instantly see a bearish rejection there. That's what you would want to see. Instant rejection. Let's see how this plays out on Bitcoin. Instant rejection. There's your daily supply. Daily supply. So trying to short this, you got stopped out. Trying to short this, you got stopped out. Simply waiting for that. Boom. Instant reaction. And it closed right back down. That's an instant bearish reaction. That's what you want to see. That doesn't necessarily mean that that it's going to work all the time, but just look, right? Look how it traded up into it. You had 15 minutes of at the level and then down, 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 down. Instant bearish reaction. So that's what you would want to see on the SPX. You want to see it trade up into the daily supply. Hourly supply, apologies. And the only daily level you have above you is the open of the day. So a spike up, that would be a liquidation of that. Tag that, instant rejection. If that occurs, I would look for short entries and I'd be targeting low of day. And then the secondary target would be this wick down here. So primary, low of day, secondary, boom, boom. 4999 is daily support though, so it's right in your way. It's not a beautiful setup, to say the least. Let's go look at oil. Oil is bullish again. Oil is testing. Oh my goodness. Oil's getting ready to make another break to the upside, it looks like. So here's supply. But you can see how it's wedging up. Closer it gets. There was couple days of down. People thought that was the short, and then boom, right back up in it. Yesterday was a small range day. You're testing it again. 117.64. Target yesterday's high. That's if that level holds. Got a wick low right there. So a stab lower and then a rejection back above daily support. I might look for bullish entries on oil, targeting that. Ultimately, well, first you got to target today's high. Primary would be today's high. Secondary objective would be to break out above 120.67. It's bullish, right? There's nothing else you can say about oil. Look at the year-to-date chart. It's bullish, straight up. Big blow-off move here, but you're seeing the exact reaction as what you would want to see for a blow-off top. You would want to see this hold support get broken and then make another lower high. That would probably indicate that the thing is done, but you didn't do that. You based up and then you started making higher closes. Higher closes. Higher closes. So, it's bullish. I hate buying stuff at the top. The trade would have been support at 95.18. But it's choppy. It's choppy. Pound yen, it's just bullish. It's simply because of yen weakness. Pound was bearish today, but now it's starting to be or try to become bullish again. We're watching the open on pound. There's also an hourly resistance. There's nothing to do on this. I would definitely not be looking. If I was going to look to short any one of these, I would probably be looking at Aussie yen. And that's only because there's a quarterly level on the Aussie yen. Right there. You got a quarterly supply zone. And then it would only be a day trade because, like I said, this thing is uber bullish. The trade is to buy support. But this level this quarterly level could keep the day down today. Might see like a couple days of sideways, and then maybe it breaks. But I don't like shorting any of those. But we can watch pound dollar, not pound yen, pound dollar. So you're above this. This is not the right one. This is Oanda. So I had the levels drawn on this one. Hourly resistance. This is your daily open. No, what is that? Yes, it's the daily open. You've already tested it today. All right, so that was the London session open here, 3 a.m. 4, big move higher, down. So is the low of day in or is the high of day in? The trend is down. So we'll watch this level here for resistance. 1.25074. If we get an hourly close above this level, then we'll watch the next hourly just to see if it becomes like a trap. And if it doesn't, if 2 hours close above that level, then you got continuation. And I don't think I would take this short at the open if this level were to fall, because then you're looking like something else is going on. But the trend is down, so this is the level I like. Short side entries. It already had a move during the Asian session last night. Made a new low day, and you took out a lot of liquidity. So that would have been the high probable scenario, but that's happened. So I think we probably want to be watching Euro USD today for the short instead of that, because it hasn't liquidated anything yet. Right? We'll keep an eye on Euro USD to the short side. USD CAD's in a downtrend, even though you got dollar strength. That's simply because CAD strength, CAD's stronger. That's all from Canadian strength. Would I take that? Nah, probably not. But dollar's strong. I guess if oil's going to keep going higher, then Canadian dollar is going to remain strong. We want the futures so we can go look at Canadian dollar, see what it's doing. It doesn't look super strong. I mean, it has been for the last few days. But, I mean, it's trading against the dollar. It's trading against the dollar. It's stronger than the dollar. So this chart looks inverted to USD CAD. So even if we like USD strength, Canadian dollar is just stronger because this looks like crap. This thing's been difficult to trade for a long time. Every time we thought we were going to see continuation to the upside, nope. So I mean, you got a massive wedge going on right here on this. So I just leave it alone when this is going on. I can't get it where I want it. And then you got one to the upside as well. Just nastiness. That's where we thought we were going to see that break. Nope, right back into the range. It's not even really into support. It's in the yesterday or the other day support. And you're also into resistance. Very small intraday range. Leave it alone. There's nothing to do on it. Good morning, ladies and gents. Good morning. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I've had it on to where you couldn't see it. So that's my bad. At 500 is SPX. US 500. I didn't even see it, though. Where is it? I see Wall Street. I don't see US. Oh, right there. Thanks, Wes. 59% bullish, 41% short. So that means retail is long on the SPX. Retail is long on the SPX. Well, 60% of retail. And that data comes from IG's brokerage. Nice. Tesla, says Brian Rubin. Hang on a second, Brian. I will get back to you. Yeah. Yeah, it's in a bad spot, Jimenez. It just is. But if you're going to take it, look for the daily open or hourly resistance. Tesla for Brian. So Tesla is probably going to trade like whatever the SPX does today. We'll keep an eye on it. But it looks like the rip, the little 3-4 day rip you had there got sold back into. You're below the 21 exponential. There's really nothing, like you're in the middle of nothing. So the only thing that we have right here is that and that. And you're in the middle of it. To be fair, it looks like it's trying to break down. You're closer to support than you are anything else. So, I mean, I don't know if you're looking to short it or if you're looking to go long. And I can't even, there's nothing that I like. Maybe if you take out yesterday and the previous day's open, then maybe, I mean, not open, high. If you take out yesterday's high and the previous day's high and then start to reject, then maybe I like a short. But I mean, the actual resistance level itself would be 728.72. An hourly close above that, then I'd be looking for this to be tested. So you got two levels to watch for potential intraday resistance there and there. If you're looking to be a buyer, then 703.55 is daily support or weekly support. Daily support and weekly support. Right? Daily support and weekly support. So, yeah. If you're looking to be a buyer there. If you start closing hourlies below that, then you know the drill, right? It's probably going lower. Because ultimately, it's in a downtrend. There's your year-to-date chart. You're bearish. You are bearish on the year. So, that's the trend. Pops in price usually gets sold into. This was a liquidation run and then boom, straight back down. And it was a big gap down. So just think about this thing. This thing closed uber bullish on the day, right? Closed above resistance, took out that swing high, looking for 759.63 for support for continuation. Nope. It opened all the way down below that candle. So when you do that, that means all night long this thing got sold right back off and you opened under this day's open. So anybody that got long on this day and is still holding on this day is underwater. They're losing their money. So yesterday would have been a decent short, or this day would have been a decent short. I mean, it opened, you had a little push higher, and then it was it. You can't even see it on the hourly. So, I mean, that's it right there. Right here, right? So, this was your big uber bullish day. So, anybody that bought in this, when this opened like this, they're stuck. You get one push higher on the open, right up, and then down. So, you can see where people bought it at daily support, gapped up, but straight back down. So, I mean, just looking at the chart, it looks like it's going to break down. But if you do want to buy it, that's the level to watch to be a buyer. I don't like it. I think you're going to break down. If you open today under 703.55, it's going lower. It's going lower, and you could potentially see it get all the way down to 654.22. That's if you open lower. If you do open lower, look for a pop up to potentially sell into for today. Tesla hasn't really been a good trade as of late. It still moves pretty good. It's just, those high beta stocks, sometimes they're not that fun when they're chopping around. It looks like it wants to go lower, though, for sure. Good morning, evening, morning, Joe Blogs. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Yeah, it is US 500. Thanks, Jimenez. Wall Street is down. Gotcha. Love the pre-intro music. Thanks. You're welcome, Zach. Thank you for being here. Fill up the gas tank. Yep, fill it up because it looks like it's going higher. Hey, Heath, when you take profits at a primary and secondary target, what percentage profits do you personally take at each? I usually take 2/3 off the first because my whole thing is getting my risk off the table as quickly as possible. So when I enter a trade, I'm not looking to enter a trade for it to be a winner. I'm entering the trade and wanting to adjust that risk as quickly as possible. So I mean, that's going to vary for everybody. If you want to take maybe 50% off on the primary target, then take another 25% off of what you have left at secondary. I mean, those are all things that you can work out yourself. But I myself, I like to take 2/3 profit, and then most of the time I don't even take anything off on a secondary. Like, I'm just saying that for anybody that wants to. Primary target's going to be the area to which I take 2/3 of my position off and move my stop to break even. Because once I take money from the market and once I move that stop, there's no way I can lose money. None of my money, right? Any money that I entered that trade with has been profited and then pulled right back out, and then instantly I go into defense mode and drop that stop. Because the market is chaotic and I don't know what it's going to do. It's impossible to know what it's going to do. By taking that stop off, I secure the trade for the day. I made money, and now I can't lose money. Now, obviously, if the trade continues, you're still going to be in it with 1/3 of the original position size. The longer it continues in your direction, the more money that trade will start to generate. Then at that point, it's up to you to decide, do I take half of this money out? Once it becomes a substantial amount, like usually I'll wait. Once it gets to the area where that's what I made on the first trade, I'll go ahead and knock that position down in half and just leave that on forever. The rest of it. Forever. Until it gets such, like, where it becomes an insignificant amount to even leave open. Something like that. Just keep knocking it down. Just keep knocking it down. Get paid. Gold. Let's go look at gold. Damn it. Yeah, we took this yesterday. We're looking for this short. I mean, it worked out beautiful, man. You can't get no better. So, this was daily res right here. Okay, boom. Right there. If we go into the intraday charts, you're going to see just a phenomenal entry here. Right? But, this was at 8 o'clock in the morning. So this thing trades up higher, stops everybody out. Then when it starts to retreat right back down into your level, that is your short entry. Then you tag your stop right above that swing high. And for anybody that says this is hindsight, we'll show you just how hindsight it was. I bought puts on GLD. XAU USD short 437. Average fill price 1856.730. Boom, baby. We don't do it hindsight here. Here we're real traders. Here we do this, right? We do this day in, day out. Look at that. Right there's my entry. Boom, boom. That's not Photoshop. I just opened it up. Waited for this to get smoked. Now, think about it. You could have taken this trade anytime. Here, right? This was the thing. We closed below support here. So when we were pushing up into it, I was like, more than likely it's going for this. You even have an old daily Heath level right there. I mean hourly, sorry, right there. So once we're pushing above this swing high, this one, I'm being cautious on the entry. Simply because this closed lower than this. So if anything, I want to see this candle's high remain intact. Because getting above it, to me, means something else is going on. So I just look to the left and I see this over here. So obviously anybody that got short there, or there, that's the target. You traded up, got right above that, not quite into that. But as soon as it gets back down under my level or starts to get, start to retreat And I was watching this on a small chart. You could see that retreat, how vicious it was, right? So this was quick. This was a quick retreat. Pushed up, closed above, next candle down. So just take the short, stop above that. Let's see what happens. Obviously, I didn't know that was going to take place. But Saturday and Sunday, I charted this before the market even opened. And let me see if I can pull it up here. I'll bring it over here. 6:05. Today's the 7th. We got liquidity run higher Friday. Took resistance. Look for short side setups if you trade gold. There's that. So, yeah. Short entry. Boom. Down. Loved it. It was great. So, now what? On gold. Well, lower. As long as we're bullish the dollar, we're looking for lower prices. The problem with gold now, how do I cancel this? Let's just do it over here. Maybe that'll work. No, it'll probably still be there, won't it? Who cares? I'll just close it out. Where's it at? Never mind. Let's just do it like this. So we want it to go lower. We're bearish on it. Shit. What the... There we go. But I want to be on the blue chart. That's the wrong one. Dummy. Let's go here. There we go. Just get that out of my way. All right. So you're into daily support. That's why you're getting a bounce today. Here. We still like it lower. Right? You got a trap there. Boom. Down. Trap. So we still like it lower, but, you know, you got to let today close. Unfortunately, there's no resistance level to basically trade off of. So yesterday we took the trade, and that was mid-range. You see how this candle is? That entry was a midpoint check, if you will, of this bullish candle. So, I mean, there really wasn't nothing to base the trade off of other than this resistance. There's nothing to base a trade off of again here. Right? So, I mean, the only entry on gold for downside would be back up to here, back up to the entry. There's support. Now, if tomorrow's open, or if yesterday's open holds as resistance, then maybe. Right? Then maybe. But it's not a level I love. It's not a level I love. You're in the midpoint of yesterday's range. So from swing high yesterday. So that's your high of day. There's your low of day. So you're mid-range of yesterday's range. You got the 50 and the 618. So there's no like daily levels to watch. Yesterday's open is here. So I guess as long as you're not closing hourlies above 1850, 1056, I would be looking for downside continuation. This is quite a bit of momentum it's seeing this morning. And like I said, that's coming off of daily support right there. That's why you're getting the bounce. But if it does find resistance and it breaks down, then gold can move. This swing low would be the target. So, I mean, you got a multi-day potential swing trade on gold looking for downside, targeting this. So that's the only thing I would watch on gold right there. Watch the 618 or watch yesterday's open. An hourly close above that, and then it's probably going to go up and stop everybody that got short out yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what's going on. DBC is a commodity ETF. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. asked that question. It's the supply or demand level. It just got coined Heath level over the years. It's bullish, Wes. There's nothing to do. It looks like it's trading like oil. As long as oil is rising, as long as inflation is rising, commodities are going higher, right? US dollar is going higher, oil's going higher, everything's going higher. That's what inflation does. It crushes everybody. There isn't a trade on it though, bub. I mean, you're coming into quarterly res, but I wouldn't even mess with it until it got there. And then I wouldn't be wanting to short it either, right? Simply because it's bullish. The trade is to wait for support. So if it trades up into that for a few days and then finally rejects and looks for support, first level to watch for potential bullish entries would be 28.80. I wouldn't try to take that short. I would wait to get long. And that's about all I can say on that one. Thank you, Aaron, for dropping the link. Michelle, Tesla 707 pre-market. So what is that? Where was those levels? Because I don't remember. Oh. 707. You're under daily support. So maybe wait for a push back up into daily res. Wait, no, it's not quite under it. 703.55 is daily support. So you're right there. You're right in here. Yeah. Oh, I lost the stream. It still says I'm live. Wait, no, I didn't. Give me a second. Yeah, it looks like it done. It came back? Alright, perfect. We'll go and wrap it up here in a second anyway. So Tesla's right there. Let me mute that so it don't come back on. Yeah. Alright, so Tesla's right there. I forgot to turn my VPN off. My VPN slows down my already terrible connection. That's what's going on this morning. 707's right there. So the only thing that you can do on Tesla, Michelle, would maybe wait and watch yesterday's open and see if that acts as intraday resistance when the market opens. If it starts to reject from there, then you would be targeting yesterday's low, which is only a couple bucks, right? $7-8 away. So, I mean, being at support, I don't like to short trades into support like that. I can't do it. If it was higher, then I would look for short. But being down in here, people are going to be looking to buy that. So, pound dollar, yeah. All right. All right, so let's go over here and see what you're talking about on pound dollar, and then I'll wrap it up. Yeah, it took out last week's low. So that's another reason why you're getting that big, massive move. It's a liquidation event, right? We talked about it earlier today. That would have been the higher probable trade. Now it's moving up. It's moving up. We're still in the same exact place we were, though. We're still playing around with this level here. I don't know if I would take this short. Like I said, if you're going to be looking for dollar strength today, I think you'd be better off looking for Euro USD. All right? And you know, this is daily open up here, and there's really no liquidation that could occur. So if you start to get up in here, you're not looking for the short. We would want to see this level hold, or at least this over here. I mean, the open is there. So you got like a lot of stuff to watch in here. But I would typically want to see this hold. If this holds, then you can target low of day. We worked it out. It would be like a 2.5 to 1 if you're able to get entry there. But once again, you know, you're into support. Old daily support, but it's there nonetheless, right? So, and the 21 is under us too. 21 exponential moving average. So I could only take the trade up in here for the short. And I don't like pound. Pound's just got too much momentum cooking from the lows. It could still hold, absolutely, but you've already moved quite a bit today. I mean, that's 103 pips you've moved on the pound today already. 103 pips to the downside, and then, come on, 87 pips back to the upside. Almost moved 200 pips inside of this daily range on the pound. I just can't see it, rolling back over and heading lower. It could, but we'll see what happens. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I can see that the internet is just not doing it. If you have any questions, just drop them down in the comment section. As always, as I always do, answer them. You guys trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And as always, happy trading, everybody.